Right, I want to wish all dads and fathers out there a happy Father's Day. I'm sorry if I'm not talking too loudly, but both the guys are still in bed, and my son's going to work today as they started their Sunday shifts again. So he hasn't got to do a long shift, working 10 till 4, I understand, today, hopefully. And I said to hubby, I'll take him a cup of tea up. I've got my coffee here. I've got my owl mug and I've got my water here. But I thought I'd come on. As I said, I don't want to make too much noise. I'm going to just clarify how I got with my to-do list. And as I told you, I've got things to do today. This came from Home Bargains 149, and I did share this sort of thing last week. And as it's Sunday, I normally do my planning for the following week and menus and things like that. So I started ticking off here, but you're supposed to tick down here, but it doesn't really matter. I didn't do it for the day, as I said. I did it for the whole week, and a lot of the pieces, especially outdoors, I haven't done. So a lot of this will be followed on for the next week. I'm not going to get disappointed with what I didn't get done, but concentrate on what I did get done. So things that didn't get done was like weeding the front garden. The curtains I'm still waiting to do. Well, they're not proper curtains, they're just coverings for the cubby and in the kitchen. Let's have a look. I haven't pulled out the furniture in the dining room because I'm thinking about hanging on that one, although I've been cleaning it, is because I need it pulled out because I want to be able to do the skirting boards. So I thought that's when we can pull it out. Haven't done paint the fence, and that one, work on kitchen and have a plan. I have done that. I haven't crossed that one off. And the DVD shelves, which is quite a big job. But saying that, I have now cleaned the whole of our home. I did pick up my prescription, and I picked up, I said, some fresh stuff. I have kept the laundry going all week. I got 2 bags of pieces in my cubby of craft pieces sorted out. I did do my food delivery online. I did do those Father's Day cards, or the cards I did could be for most occasions, whether it's Father's Day, birthdays, or anything like that. What I tend to do is I've got like the sticker sheets that's got son and brother and all those sort of things on, and numbers, and then I can just add those onto the cards when I give them out. I've still got to do the pink baskets in my cubby, and obviously DVD shelves. So what I will do is I will carry on with that list for the following week. There's a few pieces I might add on there, but I will just leave that. As I said, the beginning of the week, it's supposed to be nice, so hopefully I might be able to get that done. Weeding the front garden would also be like possibly mowing the lawns, because I haven't been able to get that done the last week. So that is not going to change much for the following week. I'm going to just plough on with that. But I am happy with what I've done. I did my said my 30 minutes each day, as I always do, and one lot of laundry and 10 item pickups. So I still did that, but as I said, I'm not going to get disheartened because I didn't complete everything off my list. If you start doing that, then you're going to lose the plot, basically. So that is that. So I'm not going to change that much. And as for meal planner, I haven't done it for this coming week, but what we did do is we swapped these round. We did have fish and chips and peas on Monday. Tuesday we had the jacket potatoes and salad because my son took me up to get my prescription, so we got the pieces to do that. Then we had the minted lamb burgers on the Wednesday. We did have chicken wraps. That was changed around as well because I had to have the chicken wraps on the Friday once my food shop had come. We had the roast dinner on the Thursday. We did have barbecue on the Saturday, and we did have pasta and meatballs and mashed potato today. So yes, so that is worked out really well. And I said, except for obviously these meals being swapped round, I kept near enough to my meal planning, but I did say it is possibly going to change, and I do have a couple of backup meals as well. Again, I haven't done my meal planning for this coming week. I have got a beef joint, as you probably have seen from my Iceland shop, so I will incorporate a roast dinner this week as well. But again, I think the first few days might be on the warm side, so I might have the roast dinner later in the week, I don't know. So that is something I'm going to work on for this week. And we are actually going out. I wasn't so bothered about going out, but hubby said that we're going to go to Curry's, which is found one that's open, and we are going to see about a new fridge and my laptop. So we probably do a few bits and pieces, but as I said, it depends on how long we are out this morning. Right, we just got back from the retail park. It wasn't my decision to go. Hubby was on about it for a couple of days. As you know, Friday we tried to get my fridge, but the Curry's at the retail park closest to us wasn't open, but he researched it and found another one where we live. It was the other side of town, but he insisted on going, and I said, well, no, but he said, well, let's go and have a look, because there's quite a few things on our wish list, and two of them obviously we wanted to have a look at and get them actually from this specific store. As I said, some items you don't mind getting off the internet or Amazon or anything like that, other things you like to see. And two of them, although the laptop wasn't high on my list, but the fridge was, and that's what I went to see. We did actually queue for about 40 minutes. For some reason, Curry's wanted to practically empty the whole store before they sent another batch of customers in. As most stores, they tick off or keep a record how many people go in the store, how many come out, and as soon as a certain amount come out, or one or two people come out, they'll send another couple in. That didn't work this time. I don't know whether it's down to the assistants obviously assisting you because they need to, and then obviously cashing out and things like that. I don't know. But anyway, we got one assistant, and we were looking at laptops, and I was looking at hubby. It was not something on my priority, but after they, my hubby and my son saw it on Friday, they were just in fits of giggles, and I wasn't getting annoyed, but I was gritting my teeth. There I had my laptop. It had one of the ports had a keyboard coming out of, another port it was plugged in because I don't think the battery was holding its charge, and another one had a mouse. To say, obviously laptops are supposed to be portable. The touch screen hasn't worked for a while now, basically I just had a screen, and then every time you even, that was working the keyboard as I said for a while, but then what was happening was every time I pushed a key it just come up with about 500 of this one letter. So yeah, so they said that this can't go on. So I was actually borrowing my son gave us a small laptop just for the caravan. It's not top of the range, it's mid maybe, but the volume's not brilliant on it, and but it did its job. I wasn't going to borrow hubby's. I know is top of the range and very expensive. My son's is, and I could have if I was really desperate, but I didn't want to do that because I thought, well, if anything goes wrong, I didn't want to be blamed. So yeah, so we have ordered myself a laptop. Hubby just said, well, what do you like? And you know, just how heavy it was and everything. The techno jargon I left to hubby and to discuss with the assistant, because he knew I wanted it for obviously uploading my YouTube channels, my channel, and watching YouTube. That's basic shopping and things like that. So he knew the specs, so I left all the jargon to him. So that's on order, and that will be coming in the store on Thursday, and then hubby will pick it up after work on Friday because he finishes early. So I'll be getting a new laptop. And then we moved over to the fridge department, and again the fridge wasn't actually installed to take it away, but they said it can be delivered, and I said that's fine. When? So that's actually been delivered, free delivery, because I did ask him, a week on Monday. So I've now got my fridge and my laptop, because we've saved quite a bit on lockdown. So yeah, so that's the two quite expensive items off my wish list. And say I've got to make an apology. I think it was Friday night, I went to bed quite late. You might realise certain videos came thick and fast. I think 3 came through within a few hours, and that was due to the fact, as I said, they were laughing at my setup. So yes, and also I have never had a major problem with internet as I have done recently. Even lockdown I didn't have a problem. When we've been in Dorset it was a bit iffy about you know, getting a signal, and then I used to have to wait till I got into Weymouth or something like that to be able to upload my videos while I was away in Dorset last year, because on site it was really bad. And you know, some places like that and places in Cornwall sometimes can be a bit like that as well, but never at home have I had the problems I have recently. That card video, oh, that was a pain. I kept trying to upload that and it would not upload. As you probably ascertained from what I've said, I don't like spending too much time editing. That's why I just flow with it, and I say I make mistakes, I just go with it. And it did take quite a bit of editing because I just left obviously the film running while I made those cards, and I had, you know, cutting a lot of bits and pieces out and everything. So yeah, and then just add music to it, that sort of video. But trying to upload it 3 or 4 times, it was just horrendous. And so the videos are sort of lined up. Again, they are coming through. I am still videoing each day, but it's not been easy. Yes, so with the internet business, it is causing a few problems. Laptop non-existent mine, and this one I've got seems to be a lot slow, so it's slowed everything down. I've not been in like this since I started my YouTube channel, so it's just taking a lot longer to get the videos through, so they might be coming through higgledy-piggledy, and they may come through 2 or 3 times because I'll try and get them ready so when I can upload them, they're uploaded. We keep having to reset the router. I know your router has to be reset regularly, but never once or twice a day, so I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if there's a problem, but anyway, getting back to curries. So I've got my laptop, hopefully getting that on Friday, and I've got my fridge coming a week on Monday, and the fridge is exactly the same as the one that I already have. As I said, eventually, whether it will happen, I'd like a new kitchen, but I made the decision, so did hubby, years ago, we would still go for freestanding appliances. So that's why, I mean, last year was it, I had the microwave, this is the fridge, and eventually I need a cooker, and then obviously I don't know when the units will work or when we'll get those. I have been up and on about a kitchen for so long, but I don't work, so I am progressing with my kitchen sort of planning. So that will be coming up as well. That was on my list for this week. So I have been doing bits and pieces in my kitchen, and I want to get some bit of painting done as well. But I've got a little bit of a mixed haul, not much. About next door to Curry's is Smith's, and I'm still upping on this Anadole. Anadole head, you know, styling head, and I think if you've watched one of my previous videos, I said, I don't know whether it was during the Poundland one I did, I said that everywhere I looked, or online that was, couldn't get the doll, it was out of stock, and I know a birthday is not until the beginning of October, but I do like spreading the cost. Well, anyway, we went into this. There's only one person in front of me. A lot of the stores are saying, depending on the size, I think it's averaging between 30 and 50 people in a store, depending on the size of the store. Well, Smith's is big. And guess what? Hubby found it. The first aisle we went down, guess what we found? They only had 2. Yet Smith's was supposed to have been out of stock and for delivery. So I'm sorry about the glare, but this is what she wanted. I was surprised actually. I thought most little girls would go for Elsa, but she wanted Anna, and I understand she's having, I don't know if it's a room done, but she's having different pieces with this character. I have still not seen Frozen 2, so yeah. I was waiting, part of me was waiting till it go on Disney, but then I might purchase it because I've got the first one. But yes, to tell you the truth, I think I've never had, these weren't out when I was little. So I must admit, I think it's so sweet. I think I would enjoy that. And this was actually £17.99, so it was £1 difference. So it was cheaper. But this is what she wants. So tick, I have now got probably part of a birthday present. They did have a lot of Frozen products, but I left it at that because we wanted to get in and out, as I keep saying. We did, sorry for any rustle, we did go for a cheeky one. We got her a little paddling pool because hopefully, you know, the last 2 weekends we've actually seen her in the garden, and 2 weekends on the trot. We've had a barbecue. We did have them round yesterday for a barbecue, and ended up having a water fight, and everything just got wet. Hubby brought out a spray container that had a nozzle thing on and a little gun thing, very easy grip, and she could do that. Once the large container bin pumped of water, it was easy to spray, and she loved it. Grandpa and Daddy got soaked. We had a bit of a pucker up when it was confiscated, because at that stage everything was dripping wet. But she had a whale of a time. We did have a lovely packing pull, one of these that is quite solid on the outside, and it was actually had on the corner metal bars and a thick plastic metal plate on each of the corners. It was a really strong one. We had absolutely years, but obviously we got rid of it after our kids outgrown it. But because I'm not sure how much it's going to get used with semi-lockdown, but we've got a small paddling pool. Not an expensive one, it was only $4.99. They did have other ones, but we don't know how much it's going to be used. So we've got that for the time being, because they haven't got a garden, because they've got a flat, so they haven't got their own outdoor space and garden. So I thought, with still semi-lockdown, if she's not able to, obviously they're not opening the swimming pools, I don't think, and things like that, they can't. I thought if we do have some nice weather with the weekend coming up, well, next weekend, although I understand again, the weather is changing, we're going to have some hot weather beginning of the week, I understand, and then it's going to break up for next weekend. But I've seen the 2 weekends on the trot in the garden, social distancing, made sure about that. This was hubby. There's the tag. What I understand is you pull it back like that, and it sucks up the water. It's sponge, it's safe, and then it's basically similar to something else we had that she played with, and then you just squirt it. I was looking at the guns, but a lot of them, obviously, they're all sealed up and packaging, and I don't know. We've had water guns before, and they're not very easy trick-wise. She's only 2, she'll be 3 in October. I didn't like to say anything, but this was hubby's decision. He picked this up and the packing pool after the water fight, and I let him do that, because say you don't usually get involved in necessarily buying our granddaughter pieces, toys and everything, unless he gets fixed with the bill, which he did this time. No, it's our joint account, so. But yeah, I did look at the water guns and everything, but as I said, they're all sealed up, and we're looking for something easier. But after the other weekend, I think this water canister that is actually only has water in is used actually on the caravan. I will say that I did wear gloves and mask, so yeah, I was very safe. And to tell you the truth, once we'd finished, there was hardly anybody in the stall actually, and we just went and got these things. Say most of these things were quite close to the end of the aisle. We stood on the sticky bit on the floor, and we got straight into a cashier. The cashiers were empty. So yeah, straight in, and then finally Day.A, as you can see behind, got 2 lots of pillow sets. There's 2 pillows in each. There's 4 pillows there, 2 for our bed and 2 for my sons. Again, on my wish list. Really wish, hubby did say about getting another 2 packs, but they only had the 2 there at the time. And I wanted to get out because I was feeling a bit off, because I don't know anybody else, it's wearing the mask, and you know, I felt a bit like this and hot, so I just said no. We could have found an assistant to see if they got any more. They didn't have any more out of these, but I said, well, try these and see how we go with these. And as I said, like my son and hubby do have a particular pillar. I said this, they come from us, they're like £25 each for 1 pillar, and they swear by them, and that's their main pillars. But we also like them sort of different, you know, sort of thickness and everything. And also, again, I'm sorry for the rustle, I did make sure It's this sort of material. It's cotton. I know some of the really cheapy pillows are actually, is it polyester? And you know, I've got them as cushion pads in the lounge and everything, and on the beds, and they're like polyester, and you know, your hand, after a while your hand can go straight through them, if you know what I mean. But I like the actual cotton covered ones. It's 2 pillows in each pack, and they're anti-allergy ones, and they were £10, so £5 per pillow. And then what I said was we'll top them up with more expensive pillows. That's what we do, but as I said, they've each got one really expensive. I could do with a decent top pillow as well. So yeah, so we got those for the time being. Cushion pads is next on my list. But the trouble is with the what I call the chocolate brown ones in our lounge, the teddy bear ones, and then on the other side it's like a smoother texture, which I normally have during the summer. They're sort of rectangle, so I'm gonna have to check, although they did actually come from Dunham anyway, so I've got to look into them. It's not like the squared cushion pads. So that is all I got. So we've had quite a busy day. I'm still hoping hubby's going to have his pampered session. If not, it will probably be tomorrow. Yes, so I'm going to get on. I've got a few pieces I want to get done. I'm not doing housework today. I have got, or will have the washing machine going for work clothes for tomorrow. Right, so I'm bringing down my card box after sharing my mail cards I actually made. This has been Fabulous Text Practice Box. I got this from the range quite a while ago now, and it was £8.99, and it just works out well for my cards. And I have shared this before, but this is how I organise it. I want to put some more of these acrylic dividers in. Hubby made these for me in the different sections, but I need a few more. So like I've got thank you, and I'll show you a couple of cards as I go along. I've got this thank you card done in this like ombre effect. I've only got the one, so this way I can find out if I need to do any more. This segment says sorry, hello. So these are basically like blank cards that can be done for any occasion, or say I want to write a little note, then I can, like this one, you know, because I still like to write notes and send them. So like this, best wishes and things like that. And then I've got like wedding, anniversary and Valentine's Day. And as I say, the sections, then I can see what needs replenishing. I have got like children's cards. I did use a lot of the sets I got from Poundland. So I've got the Mickey Mouse ones there, and also there's Winnie the Pooh in here. Then there's the mail cards. This is one I did previously. Still the same sort of range, but I made that one. I may be giving that one to my son for his birthday. So a lot of those you've already seen because that was pretty low. I've still got a few that could be done, could be given to a male or female. I might have to do a few more female cards. So there we are. I say some of these you've actually already seen. The Russian doll one there. And then I've got this one. I like that range. So that's that one. And then I've got the what I've done, you know, for Easter, which didn't go off very good this year, say with full lockdown at the time. So all this sort of range. And then at the back I do have some Christmas cards. I have got my other one up here, which I done recently. But the trouble is with this set, it doesn't come with envelopes, but it does go sort of flat. So I've got to sort envelopes for when I make any more of those. But I do have a few. So I must get on making my Christmas cards, even though it is getting warm outside, you know, because I like making Christmas cards. So they may be pulled out as a separate section, and I need to put, I've got some spare acrylic dividers. Now you don't have to use a box like this. You could use a like a photo box, which is one of these. Even if you decide to leave the lid off and just use say the A4 card dividers that you get for filing systems, you don't have to make anything you know, too fancy, but this way you can keep all your cards in one place, organised. You can see what you've got. And I've heard, especially family members, that have bought cards, put them somewhere, forgot where they were, and then gone out and purchased more cards. But I just thought I'd share that because this has worked for me. As I said, I did start off with another box and a photo box, and this works out just right. And it's still got, if some of the cards are sticking up, it's still got a fair, you know, width or depth to allow the cards so they do not get damaged. So that is my homemade cards box organisation, and it just sits up there and it's just there, and I know where to find everything. So I'm going to leave the video here because we're going to have a movie time now, and yeah, not sure if hubby's having his spa treatment sort of thing is today or tomorrow. We'll see what mood he's in, sort of thing. He's a happy bunny, but I think he just wants to just chill out. I think he wants to have a snooze. So I'm gonna say goodbye. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.